Weren't you a dunker? Since when did you become a three-point shooter? 7 threes in one half? You think you're Stephen Curry now? From the uncrowned king of the dunk contest to the most reliable 3-and-D player next to Nikola Jokic, Aaron Gordon's transformation took 10 full years. If you remember, when Gordon first entered the league over a decade ago, his biggest strength was elite athleticism, but he couldn't shoot to save his life. That flaw kept him hovering around the edge of the lottery in the draft. Outside of his athletic gifts, his shooting was downright shocking. In his lone season at Arizona, he shot 180 free throws, and made only 76 of them, a brutal 42%. In 2014, the Orlando Magic passed on Marcus Smart and Julius Randle to take him 4th overall. Analysts immediately slapped a Blake Griffin label on him. One U.S. outlet even wrote an article titled "Why Aaron Gordon Will Never Shoot Better Than 62% at the Line." At the time, the advice from scouts was simple: if Aaron Gordon ever develops a jumper, he'll be a star. But Gordon never imagined that when he finally did develop that jumper, he'd instead become one of the league's perfect role players. Looking back, Aaron Gordon has absolutely lived up to his potential. After entering the NBA, his defense, rebounding, ball handling, and decision-making all improved dramatically. Aside from shooting, he became one of the most versatile forwards in the league. And when it came to shooting, Gordon was borderline obsessed. Every summer since entering the league, he's gone through shooting boot camps, putting up at least 1,000 shots a day. Still, his jumper remained streaky, hovering around 30% from deep. Then came 2020-21 and his move to Denver. That's when everything changed. Gordon fully embraced his transformation, shifting his focus to defense and spot-up shooting, evolving from a ball-dominant scorer to a true 3-and-D forward. It wasn't an easy road. He went from being a primary scorer to a role player, from attacking with the ball to cutting without it, forced to reinvent himself entirely. In Denver, he became the team's third option, but he accepted it and vowed to master that role. Next to Jokic, his off-ball cutting and transition finishing became deadly. With Jokic orchestrating from the high post, Gordon's baseline cuts and alley-oop finishes turned into a staple of the Nuggets' offense. For years, Denver was loaded with shooters, so Gordon rarely needed to take jumpers. But everything changed in the summer of 2024, when KCP left for Orlando and the team suddenly needed another 3-and-D wing. Head coach Michael Malone went to Gordon and asked him to fill that void. That was the moment Gordon had waited a decade for. And then last season, he completely flipped the script. He shot 43% from 3, and even his teammates joked, "Aaron never misses a shot, because the man literally lives in the gym." That's not a figure of speech. Gordon really does live in the gym. He bought a place in Denver and converted an old warehouse into a massive living space. Inside, a half-court setup with an NBA three-point line. Aaron Gordon said that whenever he can't sleep, he gets up and starts shooting. And the first thing he does every morning is practice his jumper. Therefore, his shooting didn't come from talent, it came from a decade of relentless work. This offseason, Denver brought in a bunch of new shooters, yet through the preseason and into the start of the regular season, Gordon's 55% from 3 makes him the team's most accurate marksman. Didn't win the dunk contest back then, maybe now he's gunning for the three-point contest crown.